This is a test of my PNY RTX 3080 Epic RGB. This is the SuperPosition benchmark set to 1080p extreme, and that's the CPU. I've downclocked it just to save a bit of power. That is the overclock, max overclock on the card, 185 on the core and 1000 on the memory. And that's GPU's head there, showing the graphics card. There we go. Gonna run this screen. That's a normal screen. When you first see that, you nearly have a heart attack because you think your card's died, but that's normal. So whilst that's benching, there's the card there. When I sell it, I won't need the fan on the back of it, but basically that's the card there running. The only thing that doesn't work is the RGB strip on the waterblock. It doesn't work for some reason, but anyway, that is the card sitting there, and as you can see, that is the card, the GPU temperature. The custom loop is cooled by a single alpha cool 45mm thick 1080 radiator. So basically 3 times 360mm stacked. So you can see the GPU load. Board power draw 340 watts. So basically it's on the original BIOS, not been modified with a BIOS or anything like that. It's just overclocked. So even though it's running 185 on the core, that's the average, because it now clocks it because it hits the power limit. So, or you can modify them apparently, but I've never been able to find a custom BIOS, so I've never bothered. Yes, cat, I'm recording. A little bit busy. So anyway, there you see. Cards. Yes, honey, I know. Cards working perfect. Shush! I'm recording, you daft cat. Oh my god. There you go. That's this is the max overclock on the card. Well, max stable overclock anyway. And as you can see, 34C on the card. So if you run it stock, it barely goes over 30C, and that has pretty much been like that since I bought it brand new. I paid £900 about 1.5–2 years ago. So CPU anyway. A very efficient machine. So if you run it stock in Warzone, it doesn't hit 30C. Well, it hits 30C, it doesn't go over 30C. There you go. See? Minimum 22C. In my room at the moment it's 17C. I've got a window open. But max is 35. So there you go. RTX 3080 runs absolutely perfect. Super card. I mean, I'll include the fan if you want it, but basically the fan is sitting on some Gelid high performance 12 WMK thermal pads on the back of the back plate, because even though the 3080 with the 10 gig model doesn't have any memory chips on the back, you do get a little bit of heat coming through from the core and through the PCB into the back plate. So that's why I've actively cooled it with the little fan there. but no, it's a very efficient loop, this one. The heatsink for the fan is basically connected to the backplate via plastic bolts and screws. The pads that are on the water block themselves are Thermal Right Odyssey 12 WMK. The pads cost me about 150 odd pounds or something to do the whole card. I mean, pretty much it's, you know, it's super efficient. Never get any problems. I mean, even with a lower radiator than a 1080mm, you know, a couple of 360s or even single 360, you know, you'll get perfect temperatures. You know, you'll never have any issues with the temperatures. You know, the temperatures are just absolutely amazing on this card. And of course, if you choose to, you can run it overclocked. Generally, I just run it overclocked for you know, benchmarks, shits and giggles, whatever. But yeah, amazing card for what it is. As you can see, it's working perfect. There is the date and the time that I ran this test. I can prove that even more. I will open Google, type in GMT, and that is the exact time, 12:37:24. Oh, it's actually Greenwich Mean Time back, so my computer hasn't updated itself and gone back an hour apparently. But there you go. So anyway, proof that the card works. Zero issues, no issues at all. So